What's up, Beyblade fans? So I have been asked a couple of times to create some tier lists and to start doing some tier list based content, and I've been kind of struggling to figure out what tier list I'm gonna make. And I finally came across the decision, or I finally made the decision to go with, first off, a purchasing products tier list. So if you're buying something in Beyblade Burst Dynamite Battle or Beyblade Burst Ultimate, I wanted to tier out all of the purchases that you can make to make the best recommendations for your first purchase, as well as just for really good purchases. All of this is going to be with the thought of competitive Beyblade in mind, not for just fun purposes, so there will be some things that will be marking lower even if they're fun, just because they aren't good in a competitive standpoint. So coming up to the tier list, I'm going to do this in order of their release. We have the Dynamite Belial, the very first release in Dynamite Battle, and although it's an okay Bay, I'm going to put this in the C tier. And the reason I'm going to put this in the C tier is that I don't see a reason to purchase this product when there are other products that you can purchase that still get you Dynamite Belial with the exact same combination in this, but they also get you extra stuff that's just better. So if you're just going to go out and buy Dynamite Belial, this isn't the one that I would get. To speak to that is the next one, and that's if you're going to be getting into Beyblade and you're going to be buying these products, you're going to be wanting to get this stadium set because you need a stadium to battle. This is going to give you a launcher, a stadium, and a Dynamite Belial. So just above the tier C tier into the B tier for that purchase is if you want to get the stadium and the Dynamite Belial. The problem with this again is that it only gives you one Beyblade. It doesn't give you multiple. So I can't rank it any higher than B. Dynamite is a solid layer, but the rest of the combination is weak. You don't get a good armor, you don't get a good core, you don't get a good weight disc, and you don't get a good driver. So best I can give is B because it does give you a stadium and it gives you that really strong Dynamite layer. It's just can't be any better than that. Random boosters are always a risk, and honestly, the Volume 25 random booster, the first random booster of Dynamite Battle, is a D tier pick. The reason for that is that there is nothing in here that is spectacular. There's no top tier parts in this set. You get a slightly above average driver if you get the prize bay, but other than that, there's nothing in here that you're going to be getting that's really going to up your game, so I can't recommend it. Vanish Fafnir, I would put up in the B tier along with that all-in-one set, or that entry set. Vanish is, again, an excellent layer, but the rest of the combination is weak. You don't really use most of those parts. The only part you're really likely to be using is going to be Vanish and the F gear. And the F gear is what bumps this up a little bit higher, up to B instead of C. If it was only you got the Vanish layer, I would put this down at C, but because you also get that F gear, which goes onto the Dynamite or Dangerous or Divine, it is bumping it up to the B position. This is an okay set. Again, you're really going to be using only 2 parts from it, so it can't go any better than that. For Volume 26 random booster here, the Volume 26 random booster does come with the chance to get Bahamut as a core, and there's only one way to get it, and that's to get the prize bay. It also comes with Roar. There's a couple of other ones in there that are okay. Like, you can get a Dynamite layer, you can get a purple 10 armor, which is kind of cool. I would rank this as B instead of D compared to the other random booster. This one's just slightly better in things that you can get in it that are actually okay. World still gets plenty of use in tournament play, so if you can have a multiple spin direction tournament allows you to swap them, World is solid in there. So there's definitely some parts in this combination that make it a little bit better. Savior Valkyrie is a D tier pickup. The molds in Savior Valkyrie in the original one, the teeth were bad on the core, and then there's just a better set that you can get to get Savior. I wouldn't recommend buying this set except to get maybe the launcher and getting a Savior layer. The rest of it is just awful. So I'm going to put that down in D tier. I wouldn't recommend picking that up. Get your Savior from another set. Up in S tier, an S tier purchase, in my opinion, is definitely going to be the Astral Spriggan set. The Astral Spriggan customized set just comes with so much. You get your first chance at an over armor, you still get Nexus, you get the Cyclone layer, which is okay, you get Astral, which is an awesome spin direction flipper. You get the Spriggan Core, which is again dual spin direction, which can really help in those tournaments. If you can find a newer release of it, is the only way that this is S tier. So it's kind of in between S and A, and that's if you get an older release, those metal caps are going to cause you problems and break the teeth on your bays. If you get a newer purchase and you get the fixed caps, this one is excellent because it gets you Metal Extreme. It's the only reliable way to get Extreme in Dynamite Battle and Burst Ultimate, so getting an Extreme from this is awesome. It gives you Survive, Quattro, there's just a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to drop it down. I said S and I'm going to drop it down to A just because there's a chance you get the older release and you have those bad caps, as well as just the Cyclone set in here. The Cyclone Belial just isn't very good. So really, Cyclone isn't very good, and the Quattro driver isn't amazing, especially with newer releases coming out that make better drivers. So let's go with A for that. Also up in A, right beside that is going to be our Guilty Longinus. So Guilty and Longinus are excellent parts, top tier, absolutely smash. You see them in tournaments all the time. We go to the weight disc and driver here are a little bit weak, which is why it's not up in S tier. You don't have the best weight disc in Karma, and you don't have the best driver in Metal Destroy. And again, you could get an older version of Metal Destroy, which is even worse, so it has weaknesses there. The L gear is okay, but it's not fantastic. Yeah, A tier. I feel confident in that. Now this next one is an S tier purchase. This is the DB all-in-one set. If you're just getting into Dynamite Battle, you're just getting into Karatomi, this is one of the #1 sets I would recommend people pick up. This set is giving you a full Dynamite Belial, and then you get a Bahamut. You get Roar Bahamut, and getting that Bahamut core, getting Roar, and then getting Metal Drift. And this is the first Bay released that the metal caps aren't a problem, no matter which version you get. So Metal Drift was the first one that they had the fixed caps on right off the bat, so you don't have to worry about the Metal Drift driver causing problems. Metal Drift is awesome. This whole set is really great. 2 bays, a stadium, 2 launchers. You get everything you need to be able to play the game. Top tier entry level set. Another S tier purchase here right beside it is going to be the Overdrive set. So when you bump that Overdrive set out, you get yourself a Bearing Dash driver, you get that Savior core layer. So this is the way that you should get Savior if you're trying to get Savior. Don't get Savior Valkyrie, just get the Overdrive set because it gives you Savior, it gives you Perseus, which is an awesome core, it gives you Bearing Dash, it gives you Prominence, which is solid, it gives you Belial 2 core. The Belial 2 core is amazing, awesome core. So lots of really good parts in this. It also gives you that gold DB launcher, which is the awesome launcher. It has a slightly longer core than the other launchers, so it is a really great pickup. S tier. Dropping back down to A tier is going to be, and I would almost put this in S. I would almost put this in S, but I am going to put it in A tier for Greatest Raphael. Greatest Raphael. Greatest is one of my favorite layers. I use it all the time as a left spin counter. It counters left spinners so well if you build it as a stamina type. You get High Extend plus Dash, which is just an awesome driver. Bearing Dash and High Extend plus Dash are really 2 top tier stamina drivers, so you get that and you get Over. I'm gonna put this in S. I'm gonna bump it up to S. This is an S tier purchase. All 3 parts that you give this bay are highly competitive, excellent parts you won't regret getting. The only downside is that Greatest does have quite a few counters in the same spin direction, so depending on what kind of tournaments you're going into, if you don't have control over what you're fighting, it's a little bit weaker, but still with High Extend plus Dash and Over, you're just getting an awesome set. I'm going to take Ultimate Valkyrie and I'm going to slap it in B. Ultimate Valkyrie I like a lot, but it just isn't as good. You can get Guilty, which gives you Guilty and Longinus, which is awesome. And then you can get this, which doesn't give you a very good driver, doesn't give you a very good weight disc, and the core is okay. It does give you a good armor. The armor is 9, this is your first chance to get 9, and that's a pretty good armor, and then you got the ultimate layer, which is a awesome attack style layer. So this one is pretty good. It's pretty good, but I just can't bump it out higher than a B. I would love this next one to be higher than this, but I am also going to be putting it in a B tier purchase. If you can get the full set, if you buy Random Booster Volume 27 full set, that's an S tier purchase. If you just buy all of them, because you get yourself everything that you need. A Vanish, an Astral, a Dynamite, all of the gears, Guilty, you get a Devil. There's so many great parts in here. It's an excellent set to be able to pick up. You get one of the fixed Valkyrie 1 cores, just so good if you get the full set. But if you're only buying a couple of them, that's when it bumps down to B tier, and that's just the fact that you could get a duplicate that you already have, and then you could end up just getting the last two, the remakes of the Plastic Gen and the Metal Gen Bay there, and if you're just getting those, you get the gears, which is cool and all, but it's just not good enough to bump it higher. If everything that you could get in this was a excellent purchase, I would bump it up one higher, but because those two remakes are there, and all you get out of them is really the gears, I'm going to put that down in B. It does give you another chance at getting Extreme. It's not a reliable chance, just like the Astral Spriggan set to get that Metal Extreme, but it does give you the chance to get Extreme Dash from that Pegasus, which makes Pegasus a slightly better purchase, and Zone. Yeah, I'm still going to make it B. It's almost A. It's so close to A. And of course, S if you get the full set. Another A tier purchase is going to be Prominence Valkyrie. So Prominence Valkyrie is a awesome defensive layer. The Valkyrie core there is the fixed version, really good. You get Prominence, you get Atomic, which is probably one of the best defense drivers, even if defense kind of sucks in the meta right now. And then that Prominence layer is really good. This is a solid purchase, definitely in line with the others up at A tier. The Volume 28 random booster is going to go down as a D tier purchase, in my opinion. It's just a bunch of sparking bays that they gave us with a different coloring. I was really disappointed when the set came out. I got them, and I haven't really used any of the parts. It can be kind of nice to get a Zone Dash plus Z, and this is a decent way to get the plus X and plus Z attachments, but you're never going to use plus X. Your plus Z is okay. It's overshadowed by a lot of new ones, so just, you're not going to get anything that's going to change your game by making this purchase. The best thing you could possibly get is an Ultimate Valkyrie, but why not just buy Ultimate Valkyrie and remove the luck from that purchase? Divine Belial, I would almost put in D, but I am going to bump up to C just for the purpose of the fact that it comes with that Belial 2 core, and it comes with a fixed version of the Belial 2 core. So the one in the Overdrive set isn't as good, or at least in older versions it wasn't. I think they fixed it in newer releases of that set, and then this one comes with that fixed version. Now the problem is sometimes the fixed version is too good in the fact that you can never activate the burst resistor, so I can't put it any higher than this. Divine is weak, Adventure is weak, Nexus is eh. So really this is just about the Belial core, but it's also a flagship bay and it's pretty cool, so I'm going to put it up in C. Another C purchase is going to be that Volume 29 random booster. The best thing that you can get out of this is Chain Kerbeus, and that's really not that great of a bay. The Chain Kerbeus is a B tier bay, and the rest of the bays in this set are definitely C tier bays. You're not getting anything extraordinary. None of the parts are that good. All of the randomness in this really weakens it even more. It's really just a way to get Kerbeus core. I feel bad doing this to it, but I'm also going to probably put Gatling at C. So Gatling Dragon's awesome, but Gatling's weak. Again, you're not getting a weight disc that you're going to be likely to use. The driver is terrible. The D gear is iffy. I'm not sold on the D gear. The S gear is in a better set and is almost just as good. I don't really see that much difference between the D gear and the S gear to the point that I was like, oh, you have to have the D gear. And yeah, that's it's just to get Dragon Chip. You can get a Dragon Chip from it. I'm going to put Zyphoid up as a A-tier purchase. Zyphoid Excalibur is a sweet set. The best part about Zyphoid Excalibur compared to Guilty Longinus is the fact that you get almost everything you need to build a competitive combo just buying the Zyphoid set. All you need is to switch the driver to an extreme driver, and you have a top-tier attack bay. Compared to Guilty, where you have to change the armor, the weight disc, and the driver to keep up. Now, Guilty and Longinus are probably slightly better than Zyphoid and Excalibur are, but the fact that you get Xanthus, you get the 1 armor, all of that works really well together, that these two are pretty much in line. Up in S tier, we got ourselves Zest Achilles. That's not just because it's Zest and I'm Zesty, it is also the fact that this is just an awesome purchase. You can get yourself a chain layer, you get Zest. Zest is a solid combo with those swords and all the different modes you can get. Quattro Dash is amazing, Quattro Dash is awesome. You are getting just awesome parts from this, and I would definitely recommend it. You get that Fortress armor in a reliable way, and Metal Never, so good, awesome set. You also get the A gear, which is okay. I haven't found a use for the A gear yet. Volume 30 random booster is going to be up with the Bs. It's on the lower side of B, where the other booster was on the higher side of B. Slight tiers in between this might have helped, but Wind is awesome, Night is pretty cool. You can get that Black Excalibur if you get the full set. You get some just decent parts all across this. Bounce is a letdown from parts. It's kind of lame that you get a kick in here. But overall, I really like this set. I think you're going to be happy with most of the purchases, or most of the results that you could get out of this. All of them have some decent usages and another chance to get Kerbeus. It's just better than the Volume 29 booster. Just started playing around with it, and I'm going to put it up in S tier. I just got this. I'm just releasing the videos in the next little bit, wrapping around this video. The DX set gives you the brand new swappable core or swappable mode things in Helios and Hyperion. They're awesome. There's lots to break down in there. I can't tell you if they're top tier parts yet because I need many more hours of testing. Zeal seems really cool. Explosion seems interesting. I'm gonna have to get used to it. Bearing Drift is awesome. It's so good. That Belial 3 core, top tier. Everything in this is really good. I definitely think this is a top tier purchase. The H gear, I'm not sold on that it does anything yet, but we'll see if there is some noticeable differences between H gear being on and it not being on, but still A tier purchase. And then finally the what's it called? BU all-in-one set. So unlike the DB all-in-one set, I can't rate the BU all-in-one set that high. I'd probably put it down at B. Slightly higher than this set here. So the reason for that is that you still get the stadium, which is great. The launchers are the same boring launchers. You get a Chain Kerbeus, which isn't that good, and you get a Divine Belial, which isn't that good. So, not that good, just kind of okay. I would give this a B tier, mainly because it gets you 2 bays, 2 launchers, and a stadium, which is an excellent entry-level set, but competitively, you're not getting anything in this that you're going to be likely to use. It just gets you a stadium and some bays to really get started. I can't say anything to the Burst Ultimate set that's going to be coming out in the next month because I haven't really gotten to play around with it, look at it, see it. I'm guessing it's close to A, if not S tier. It really depends on how Burst Spriggan works and what. I don't think those drivers are going to be good. The drivers are lame. I'm not sold on the weight discs, so no, I don't think it could be higher than A. So we'll see when that thing comes out, but I definitely think that this is our tiers here that we're looking at. There's some top tier purchases that you can guys get if you go out there and you buy those, and you can show up to tournaments and have a good time. Anything in A, if you buy everything in A and S, you're just solid for tournament play, and you can start dabbling in a little bit of B to be able to get a couple of those extra things, but I wouldn't go much lower than that. So that is my Beyblade Burst Dynamite Battle and Beyblade Burst Ultimate tier list. I hope you enjoy. I hope this helps you make some purchases in the future or gets you into the hobby, and we will catch you guys next time.